Yeah.
If you on IG, you gonna see all
something
the people.
Gonna look good.
Man, what ain't no something? It's
everything.
Houston.
Yeah.
You gonna drive by the Trill Burger. You gonna drive by Whataburger. You gonna drive by. You know,
I done got to stay in the house for 3 weeks.
Pretty much.
Go straight. Go get me a watermelon from the store.
Pretty much.
Come back home.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm in bad shape.
Pretty much. Now you're gonna be good. I'm telling you, you're gonna be good. The first couple of days they're gonna be kind of difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then after that, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be straight, bro. So my brother on a fast, so just keep fasting. So you're gonna be all right. But anyway, bro, I'm getting to this thing. I'm gonna deal with the elephant in the room first of all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first of all, I appreciate you coming through, and for everybody that know that asked me, because the last time we dropped the episode, you know what I'm saying, I think we dropped 2 back to back, and then of course people was like, well, you know what's up, you know, what y'all, boy, they cool, asking a bunch of questions, and the elephant in the room is you the new co-host, you know what I'm saying? And my boy G Reed is doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? So now wasn't no falling out. They be like, y'all niggas be arguing, y'all fella. Nah, what it is, G Reed be doing motivational speaking. He been doing this thing, and the company that he worked for is out of Dallas. So my man ended up and packed it up and moved to Dallas. So you know what I'm saying. But the crazy thing about it is, even G Reed was like, hey bro, you want hype? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then of course when he in the city, I'm sure he'll pull up or whatnot. So now wasn't no niggas y'all was arguing and 2 niggas couldn't. Now, you know, my boy doing this thing. I'm supporting him. If y'all book motivational speakers, book my boy G Reed, because you know he doing this thing. And the crazy thing about this is, what the people don't know is, when we first started this, your ass was here. If you think about it,
I sure was.
You was. Your ass was here. Got us kicked out of a spot. You know what I'm saying?
Man, don't put that on me. Did I really though? Don't put that on me, man.
You did. But you know what I'm saying? I believe everything happens for a reason, man. And I only mess with a certain few people, and you know, I believe in things happening organically. And you know, me and you pretty much didn't have a podcast since I done known your ass. You know, with just the conversations that we have and how we bounce ideas off each other. So to be honest with you, bro, you bring a lot to the table, man. So this ain't no just, you know, getting in here, because I wouldn't do that. I don't move like that. And I know you well enough to know that you ain't believe in something that we could do positive and make a difference. You wouldn't do it. So first of all, I want you to know that I appreciate you. I do not take you and your talent and your expertise and your creativity for granted, bro. I really do appreciate you rocking with me, bro.
Nah, for sure, bro. I appreciate you rocking with me all these years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and giving me an opportunity really to get back in front of a microphone. It's been a long time. And last time I kind of did it, you know, we had our little run. We did good with the Throw in the Game podcast. Shout out to DJ Nightcap and Rap Economics and Prez D and all them boys over there, man. But I ain't really been back in front of a microphone since then. And it was challenging for me even at that time to do it, but because I never really wanted to be in front of the camera. Right. I always behind the scenes, even when we was, you know what I'm saying, working with the young guy with the music and doing the music video. Everything really just behind the scene and trying to figure out how I can help however I can with whoever I work with at all times. So having the opportunity to get back in front of this joker is dope, and I appreciate the opportunity. Shout out to G Reed. Y'all boys done had some good conversations, dog. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done had some good debates, man. Some good topics. You know what I'm saying? I got big shoes to fill, so you know what I mean. I just want to do my part.
Yeah. Well, going off of what you're saying, being behind the camera, I think one of the things that I thought about when I thought about this is we don't have enough info. You know what I'm saying, about what's going on behind the camera. Mm-hmm. So you being here and you bringing your expertise to this platform is warranted, is needed. So I appreciate you again. Now, with that being said, let's get into a little bit about you saying and mentioning that you've been behind the camera, because again, you did mention that when we met via you was doing videos.
Right.
So long as I known you, you know, you've been an entrepreneur, you've been a creator, you've been behind the camera. So can you give us a little bit of background on how you started and, you know, your entrepreneurship and how's that going? Because I admire that, because a lot, because that's what I really would want to do. You know what I mean? I have a job. I have a 9 to 5. I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
So, you know, but you have stepped on, and you're very inspiring to brothers like me who would like to do what we are doing right now full time. So could you give us a little background on how did you get going in that and how you make that go?
Well, starting, I don't know how far I got to go back, man, because if I go all the way back, like from the dribble, it was really, I kind of started off like 16, 17 with Beltway Records and Mike Moe. You know what I'm saying? He didn't sign us to no contract, but we did a lot of work with him as a, Beltway Records, Beltway Boys. You had a Screwed Up Click, you had Swisher House, and then you had Beltway 8. You know what I mean? That was kind of like the Southwest version of an independent label. And we was with them, and we was with them as kids, and we parlayed over, went to... I just been hustling for a long time, bro. Like I'm like an entertainment hustler. We did the music video, did the podcast, did comedy tours, did a lot of stuff, and now we into the movie space. You know what I mean? And this is kind of like a vein that I think I want to stay in. You know what I mean? It's kind of like an opportunity for me to exhibit everything that I've been able to kind of practice in other areas. Right? I had a limousine company, so that being able to run a business, having a media company, and kind of learning branding. The comedy tour, you know what I'm saying? Doing that and kind of having a brand and kind of knowing how to operate certain shit. So
have you ever had a regular job?
Yeah, I had a regular job.
Since I've known you?
No, sir. I ain't had a regular job in like 11 years.
Right. So 11 years. So you've been able to sustain yourself financially in the entrepreneurial realm
100%
for 11 years, if not longer.
If not longer. So the last job that I had, I was working at a steel company. You know what I'm saying? I never really, even before, like, so I do the entertainment stuff. I do like some side hustles. I was hustling, doing a lot of different stuff. And then I go get a job. I would do a job and still be hustling. Right. Then I worked this one job as a steel company, and the motherfucker fired me one day. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I bumped the forklift, man. They had a siren on the forklift. If you tap that motherfucker, siren gonna go off, all this different type of shit. So they fired me. I think they wanted to let me go anyway. They were just looking for opportunity. A forklift, man. Bumping something. Ain't that a bit? You know what I'm saying? But they fired me, and I never forget. I ain't know where my next dollar was gonna come from, but I rolled down the street leaving that company, and I told God, thank you. You know what I mean? And I was fortunate enough to work with a guy that I had been doing some rap shit with back in the Gap. He was already fucking with the cameras. Right. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of brought me over there, took me deep into the camera game, production, and, you know what I'm saying, music videos and stuff like that. And that was 11 years ago.
11 years ago. So then you went into videos, which that's where I met you. And then you went into, now you into film.
Film, yeah.
Film. So where we at with the film? How'd you get into film? What films have you done, and what you got right now going on?
Mick, I ain't gonna lie, you asked some good questions today. So I was in the music, doing the music stuff, media and all that stuff. Then I made a decision one day, like I ain't really want to mess with the rappers no more. And I said, I took like a year off for just not doing nothing, just trying to figure out what my next move was. And I decided to go to school for filmmaking. But when I went to school, my mindset was to find a professor. It wasn't to really get particular knowledge because I kind of knew a lot of stuff already. It was if I can find me a professor that's in the movie space and get on, you know what I'm saying, have him take me into the movie game, kind of chaperone me into the movie business, and that's kind of what happened. You know what I'm saying? Although I did acquire some knowledge that I didn't know that I needed when I went there, and shit, he brought me on the film, said, man, I worked like 2 weeks for $50. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Slave for $50. And, you know, since then I done probably worked on 20 movies. 3 of them, this my third one finna come out, Court in the Streets. Second one that I wrote, produced, and directed. And the other one I just directed, but this is my second story that I'm telling. And I think the audience will like it when they get an opportunity to check it out.
Okay, so the one that you're talking about or referring to now is called what?
Court in the Streets.
Court in the Streets.
It's based on a true story.
Based on your true story?
Not my true story.
Somebody else's true story.
A guy I used to shoot dice with back in the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's based on a true story. So loosely based on a true story.
I got you. And when is it dropping?
Well, hopefully it drop August 1st. That's kind of the date that I got right now, but we're doing a premiere coming up July 19th at the Hive. So it's going to be dope. It's going to be a dope experience, and I just want to see what the people think about the story.
Okay.
You know, so I know it looked good, but it's up for the audience to determine if it's a good movie or not. I can't tell you it's a good movie.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't be biased. The audience got to decide.
But what can I expect to see when I come check it out? Because I'm coming.
You're going to expect to see what I feel like is a good story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, creativity, good camera work, good lighting, exceptional performances. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see hard work. You know what I mean? Determination and, you know, just trying to get the thing done.
Right.
Now,
most of the time when people have a project, you know, you hear this all the time, or if they have a fight when they coming up, when people have a fight, they always say, well, yeah, I'm in the best shape of my life. You know what I'm saying? When they drop a new project, they say, this is the best project yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So is this your best project yet?
100%. 100%. You know what I'm saying? The next thing always got to be the best thing.
Right, but
this podcast got to be better than the last podcast we did together. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Every day we wake up, it got to be better than we was the day before.
But why do you feel that way? Because that's the norm. The norm is to say. The rule is to say. And I'm not saying it's not, but explain to me why I should come see this movie and why you think it's the best project, your best work to date.
So when I look at this project here, and when I watch the picture, and I'm looking at the characters, and I'm looking at the experience on set, and I'm looking at my previous work, it's like I'm checking off more things, right? I'm checking off more boxes just as a director and a producer and a writer, you know what I'm saying, myself. But when it comes to the audience, I look at it and I say, man, I think this is going to be, it's like Houston on the independent side, we don't put out a lot of urban dramas. The last one that I can recollect, you know what I'm saying, on the live front is Jason Lyric. Do it measure up to Jason Lyric? I don't know, because Jason Lyric had Jada Pinkett in it. You know what I'm saying? And Allen Payne in it. Yeah. But I'm not shy to say, as far as urban dramas out of Houston, Texas, this will be right up under it. It's another good movie called Bricks that came out too. So me and Bricks might be neck and neck with Court in the Streets, but shout out to Shannon. But I just think it's a good story. I think it's shot well. I think it's scored well. The music on it is dope. You know what I'm saying? It got a hybrid of Menace to Society. Set it off. You got notes of Friday, and it got all these little particular notes. If you pay attention, you can kind of see like a hybrid of these movies, but it's an urban drama. You know what I'm saying? You got a character in there that kind of, if you pay attention to it, it kind of like the relationship of Craig and Smokey. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can't tell you too much, but like different notes in a movie, you'll feel certain shit from it. You feel what I mean? And that's why I think it's dope, man.
I got you.
I think it's dope.
So where can they see it though? Are they gonna be able to go to the Regal?
Now they can come to the Hive. They can come to the Hive. You know what I'm saying? It's that beautiful black establishment. You know what I'm saying? They can come to the Hive. You know what I mean? July 19th. You know what I mean? 6:30. Go get your tickets. Eventbrite, because we ain't letting you in without it.
I got you. We gonna be there. But after that, is it streamed? Is it Tubi or is it?
It'll be on Tubi. The tentative release date for Tubi is August 1st, and then depending on when this come out, I'll tell you when it's on Amazon Prime. But on the cool, it's really on Amazon Prime right now. But I just didn't want to say nothing. You know what I mean?
Well, y'all go support it. You know what I'm saying? His brothers support. You know what I'm saying? The city. He been supporting the city. He been behind the city. So I want the city to get behind him. Hype. Y'all go check that out.
Nah, for sure. Now let's get down to the regular schedule program.
Okay, let's get to it. Now we talking about entertainment. Well, some entertainment news that just broke. You know, it's been in the news for a few months. My boy Diddy.
Your boy Diddy.
Our boy. The
Don't
industry.
Put that nigga on me.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? See how the culture do turn it back and cancel your ass?
Saying, man.
Just like that. But anyway, my man was found not guilty, but guilty. Guilty for the prostitution charges, not guilty on the RICO. I mean, it's a lot of different elements we can go into, but I was thinking, what should we or what did we learn culturally from this, you know what I'm saying, situation and what you
think we learned? And then I'm gonna go after you.
Okay, honestly?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we learned that the black males absent, the good black males absent in the household, affects us in more ways than what we think. And the reason I say that is because P. Diddy grew up with his mom.
Okay.
No father. Cassie, definitely daddy. I don't know where the hell he was at, but I can't imagine he was there because I have a daughter, right?
Sure.
And I have a son, right? And seeing his kids come to the trial and have to endure, what they had to see their daddy go through and find out all the stuff that he was doing behind closed doors, which they probably knew some of it anyway. It just made me think about the role model that I am for my kids, the love that I instill in my daughter and my son, how I guide them, how I'm raising them, who I want to be, and how I want to be viewed by them. Man, it's crazy because we do a lot of joking and all that, but bro, it was serious.
Right.
Like he was on trial for his life.
His life.
And to be honest with you, just to be honest, it wasn't for crimes. The information that came out, he wasn't people can say what they want. I know he was found guilty of prostitution. He wasn't. Cassie was doing what she wanted to do to try to appease her man to live a lifestyle that she was accustomed to living. That's what that was. That's exactly what that was. That wasn't him taking her and you know what I'm saying, him getting paid, or you know what I'm saying, or she getting paid. Cassie was paying someone. Let's be honest, bro. Cassie was paying someone to have sex with her to fulfill a fantasy of her man, to appease him.
Sure.
That ain't prostitution.
Well, it's prostitution because money changed hands. That's the only reason why it's prostitution.
Not
for
from
a
Diddy.
service.
Not
for Diddy.
Not from Diddy. So Diddy, Diddy was the one.
But Diddy was made sure if she had some money in her pocket, it was coming from Diddy.
Diddy expressed his fantasy to his woman, and his woman acted out the fantasy to appease him, and she paid.
Sure.
So if it's prostitution amongst her and the person.
Sure.
Diddy. Sure. No. So let's just be real.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I think they really wanted to exploit the man. You know what I mean? Because I thought it was gonna be like some real heavy duty stuff come out. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were gonna, because I saw when he first got jammed up, when they went and raided his house and all that there. I thought, and I started seeing like different videos and kind of accusing them of stuff. I thought they were gonna bring up a video. I seen some stuff with Justin Bieber. You know what I'm saying? I thought they were gonna bring it up. I seen some stuff with Usher because Usher was with him when he was like a kid and he was hanging around. I thought that was gonna come up. I thought a lot of like child stuff was gonna come up in the case. Even though that wasn't now one of his charges.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? I thought it was gonna be some deeper stuff coming up rather than just his sex desires. You feel what I'm saying?
And the orgies. Those parties was supposed to be orgies. Everybody going orgying.
Yeah. I think, man, I don't know, man. I think they wanted to exploit the man. I think they probably wanted some of his money. Whether it's the feds wanted some of the money, the whoever, man. I think they want to take some of this man's bread and knock him off his horse a little bit, whether it's to humble him, whether it's because I think he's going to walk free. You know what I'm saying? If Young Thug had this RICO case with murders attached to his name, and he was able to take a plea and have, I think he got like 20 years probation or something like that with all these people around him that was attached to his case. And it's just, I don't know, I think he can walk free. Is he a criminal? I don't know, right? But the court say he ain't a criminal, because I was having a conversation with my wife and she was like, well, he threw that bomb in what's called car. She say, and what's called, I say, I don't know if he did.
Right.
I ain't seen him do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just say that man did it. For one, I wasn't there. For two, I didn't hear the entire facts of the case to say that man did it. She was like, well, if he ain't did, he paid somebody to do it. I don't know that either, though.
No, we don't.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
like, it was obviously proven that he didn't.
Right.
Or they ain't believe it enough. That shit got to be without a shadow of a doubt.
Right.
To throw a man's life away like that.
And that's another thing we got to do too, Hype. Just piggyback what you're saying. Us especially, bro, we got to stop just going with what
the narrative all the time.
The narrative. Yeah. Like, because you like you said, Hype, going into it, they was talking about he was messing with a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
They was talking about he was prostituting people.
Yeah.
They was talking about he was having all these orgies. They was talking about his homosexuality and messing with.
Man, I think it was a chance just to put his business out there. Because I remember the first episode of TMZ, when they started covering the thing, it was a woman, she was on there, and she was saying she went to a Diddy party, and Diddy came outside, he had this look in his eye, whoop-de-whoop, she walked on the inside indoors, and it was like a crowd of men standing around some kids. They were dressed up like women. You know what I'm saying? Like makeup on, all his heels and all this stuff, but they was little girls. Ain't none of that shit come up.
Right.
So why did TMZ even bring it up? You feel what I'm saying? Then it's I don't know, man. I think, I ain't no free Diddy, you know what I mean?
Neither.
But at the end of the day, like what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And he might have been wrong for what we saw in that video for beating a woman up or whatever the case was. Because you shouldn't let nobody get the best of you like that. But he wasn't on trial for that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But as men too, watching it like you said, God has the ultimate judge, but
100%.
But we do have to do better on how we live our lives and be mindful, bro, of who we is to and who we are, not only to our families, but to those that look up to us. I remember Charles Barkley saying one time that he wasn't a role model. And I understand it, and I understand why he said it. But we are role models. We all are role models. I'm a role model for my son. I'm a role model for my daughter. I'm a role model for
But
both.
that's a lot different though, right?
No.
You're a celebrity and you getting judged and people critical of you, man. I don't want Boss was saying, man, I don't want that response. He might be a role model in his house.
I get that, but what I'm saying is I can't run from who I am in my household.
Sure.
I can't run from who I am. I'm a teacher. So me standing up and trying to guide these young men and women in that classroom, I can't just go out and do any and everything and then try to give somebody some game and they be like, well, coach, you out here freak offs and all the hoes and this and that, and you come and try. So what I'm saying is if you a man, I'm saying this right now, if you a man and you not in your kid's life, you a bum. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say it again. If you a man and you not in your kid's life, you a bum. Because that kid is being exposed and being raised by the streets or by somebody that don't mean him no harm. So I get people have relationships going bad and baby mamas being tripping. But if you a man and you help made a kid and you not in that kid's life, nigga, you a bum.
But to go back to the role model, and I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the role model joint, man. Diddy's a rapper. Diddy's a rapper. I remember I did an interview with Lil O, Fat Rap with the Cheese, Screwed Up Click. And Lil O say, like, we got to stop looking at entertainers like they role models. You know what I'm saying? It was like the doctors, those should be the role models, the lawyers, your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, Charles Barkley's a basketball player. Who gave him enough credit to say that's a role model? You know what I'm saying? He played basketball. If you want to model your game after him, that's a different story. Right. If you want to look at Diddy and you say, man, I want to follow his entrepreneurship path, that's a different story. But as a role model, to be a role model, I think it comes with having that integrity. The way you present yourself to your kids, to your son, to your daughters, you know what I'm saying, to your family, you know what I'm saying, your nephews and nieces, your people around, the students at the school. Like, you're in a position to be a role model. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no motherfucking role model. I don't look at him like no role model.
But you know why we don't, and you know why my kids won't? Because of me.
Sure.
So again, I'm going back to the man taking care of his own first, and then we could read all of that other stuff. Sure. Right? My son don't have to look at Diddy as a role model because he has one at home. You get what I'm saying? And to understand the difference.
But what do we do with a situation with a kid that don't have that?
Well, then that's when Diddy has to take the accountability to be like, even though I'm not supposed to be one for everybody, if I'm going to be a CEO of 4 and 5 companies, if I'm going to be out here
I disagree.
Trying to promote certain things and get you to buy, and then I'm a role model.
I disagree.
Then I'm a role model.
Nope. I'm not looking at Diddy as no role model. I'm not.
You don't have to, but that don't mean that two things can be right.
No.
That don't mean he not one just because you ain't looking at him as one. That's like me trying to...
Sure. I can dig that.
So if I don't want to be a role model to my son, What do you say about that?
I mean,
because I don't have to.
That's your priority. That's your obligation as a man. I feel like that's your obligation.
My
I know
obligation
you feel the same
is
way,
to raise
right?
him. It ain't necessarily to be his role model. Because I can live a certain type of a lifestyle and be, hey, you don't do this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But how does he differentiate? So I can have a son at my house and a daughter and say, look, don't do what I do, do as I say.
Sure.
So that rids me of being that role model. But that's not realistic.
But that's still your responsibility. Right. It's still your responsibility quite naturally, even if you tell them not to.
So if I'm a leader of a company, I have responsibilities.
Okay.
If I'm in the public eye, I have responsibilities.
So if you working, if Diddy a bad boy and he carrying on, he doing all this other shit, he ain't got no business, he, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever, and his people that's below him in the company, they probably, role model is a very fickle word.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because is he a role model even at the job? No. But does he set the standard? Yes. You know what I'm saying? So
because of his status.
Because of his status and his position, you know,
people aspire to be like you, whether you want them to or not, whether you like it or not. I can be a teacher and tell my kids, look, I am your teacher. I am not a role model. I am not your role model. I am your coach when I'm coaching, but I am not your role model. But if I say that, then that's irresponsible as a man.
Sure.
I am a role model, Hype.
Sure.
Whether I want to be or not. Whether I like it or not. Hype, I'm going to let you in a secret. Nigga, you a role model.
Sure. Whether
you like it or not. Whether you want to be or not. If you a man out in society doing positive and have a position, a title, you are a role model. Whether you like it or not. So Charles Barkley, your ass is a role model.
Sure. So is Diddy a bad role model? And this is the caveat. Is he a bad role model because he got his sexual desires? Because I don't know him as a person, right? I don't know him as a man. I ain't ever had a conversation with him. I don't know how he carries himself. I don't know all these things, right? But outside of what's been exploited about him, he might be a decent role model. Just because the man, you know, like different things in the bedroom don't make him a bad role model. Because because the situation got the best of him and he, you know what I'm saying, you know, abused a woman.
Well,
he came on the internet. You know how sincere he was. He looked in that camera. That joker looked in that camera and that joker say, I'm talking about that joker was serious, man. That joker was serious, man. And he looked serious. You know, even though he was reading that teleprompter, that joker was serious.
You talking about when he apologized?
On the patio.
And the only reason he apologized is because that tape came out.
You know?
Because before that tape came out, the bitch was lying.
But let him tell it. That's what he said. That's what he said. But let him tell it he's sorry.
Yeah, and
he's sorry. And he might genuinely be sorry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sorry. People want to hang and say he's sorry because he got caught. Nah, man, you know, sometimes, you know, you make decisions. You might have been hot in a mug at that time.
Right.
And you make a bad decision. Everybody that's in a penitentiary ain't bad people. They just made a bad decision. They got caught up a split second to change the rest of your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he might have got caught up in a bad situation. I don't know his temperament. I don't know him as a person, but he might have been sorry genuinely. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, bro, I really shouldn't have did that woman like that. I really tripped out. He might have felt like that the moment after it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like how many times you done something and then you look back and be like, bro, like I shouldn't have said that.
Right.
I done got that. You know what I'm saying? I let this motherfucker get the best of me. You know what I'm saying? So he might have been sorry.
Good people can be bad role models.
100%.
Good people can be bad role models.
Sure.
And bad role models can be good people.
Bad role models can be good people. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Nah, for sure.
It don't make sense, but it make perfect sense.
Nah, for sure. For sure.
So, look, with that being said, bro, again, man, I appreciate you being here, rocking with me. I'm looking for big things coming from Bearded Podcast.
We finna turn this thing up.
You know what I'm saying?
We finna turn it up.
We finna turn it up, bro. So, appreciate y'all rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Me and G Reed. Like I say, he's still part of the family, man. But my name is Mr. Coach Crazy.
And I am Hype South.
And this is the Bearded Different Podcast. Holla at your boy. Hey, man, y'all do me a favor, bro. If y'all like this episode, go share, comment, like, and subscribe to Bearded Different Podcast. I'm your boy, Mr. Coach Crazy.